Right now, Africa is navigating the most significant economic transformation in its modern history. Central to this rapid growth is the African Continental Free Trade Area, an active initiative to establish a single, unified market across the continent. Integrating 54 national borders requires a shared, neutral infrastructure layer that every ministry, bank, and citizen can verify independently. Historically, blockchain technologies were built in Silicon Valley or Switzerland and then marketed outward to the rest of the world. These foreign networks often struggle to align with the specific governance, commerce, and identity requirements unique to African institutions. Alkebuleum inverts this relationship. It is African-built infrastructure, governed by African and diaspora institutions. Controlling this economic future requires sovereign digital infrastructure designed around the specific realities of continental trade. Alkebuleum is engineered specifically to serve as the baseline ledger for African governments, institutions, and enterprises. The network is actively built and governed by African institutional leaders. It also directly integrates the global African diaspora as a core component of its user base and its governance structure. The network derives its name from Alkebulan, an ancient indigenous term meaning the mother of mankind. The protocol carries this forward by serving as the digital substrate for future economic life. This approach ensures that the underlying ledger is owned by the 1.4 billion people it is designed to serve. Sovereign governments have largely stayed off existing public blockchains due to a clear structural challenge. Institutional compliance is incompatible with anonymous validators. Traditional models channel data into anonymous cryptographic notes, creating regulatory uncertainty. Alkebuleum solves this with proof of reputation and authority, or PORA, replacing anonymous wallets with a curated set of highly reputable institutions already trusted in the real world. This aligns the network with existing legal frameworks, as the validators are often the market regulators themselves. Through PORA, the blockchain remains public while achieving the institutional credibility required by central banks. To participate in this consensus model, an institution must be approved based on its real-world reputation and regulatory standing. Central banks and commercial financial entities act as core validators, providing sovereign monetary credibility and settlement infrastructure. Universities operate as validators to provide technical expertise and issue verifiable academic credentials directly on-chain. Major diaspora investment vehicles are also included, ensuring the network represents the full global African family. When a bank, a university, and a government ministry all validate the same ledger, the network inherits their combined institutional weight. This composition provides a credibility profile that anonymous validator chains cannot match. This diagram illustrates the technical baseline of Alkebuleum, which is fully EVM compatible, allowing it to support the largest ecosystem of global developer tools. Instead of relying on third-party apps, Alkebuleum natively deploys 3 core protocol contracts into this foundation. The first is the identity protocol. It uses zero-knowledge cryptography, allowing a party to prove a fact without revealing the underlying raw data. This enables real-time global verification, where the user maintains absolute sovereignty over their personal information. This privacy-first identity primitive allows institutions to satisfy cross-border KYC requirements, while ensuring that sensitive personal data remains under the user's control. The Institutional Records Protocol drops into the stack next, designed to anchor critical real-world truths. It anchors certificates of birth, business incorporation filings, and professional licenses. These documents become globally verifiable and tamper-resistant by construction, even while the underlying data remains protected. The final pillar completing the stack is the Alkebuleum Credit Protocol. It addresses a primary barrier to capital, the lack of portable credit histories for African businesses moving across national borders. These 3 natively integrated protocols, identity, records, and credit, are the programmable building blocks of digital economic trust. These building blocks are designed to support the practical realities of commercial continental trade hubs. Consider a specific trade route, such as a Ghanaian exporter moving goods to a Kenyan processor. As the physical goods move, the details of that trade are recorded directly onto the Alkebuleum protocol stack. Customs clearance, provenance tracking, and payment settlement all reference this single shared ledger that both nations' banks already validate. Trade friction is reduced when all parties can settle on one mutually validated truth. This infrastructure scales to handle massive port operations and continental logistics. It also allows diaspora capital to flow into these projects through auditable, programmable trust layers. Digital infrastructure is currently being built to record how the continent's commerce flows and how its trust is verified. Alkebuleum ensures this digital future is engineered, validated, and owned by Africa and its global diaspora.